Hello YouTube, it's Ish here with Growing in OKC, only I'm not in Oklahoma City. I'm actually in Lawton, Oklahoma, which is about 90 minutes away, and I'm here to show you a community garden that Cameron University in Lawton has for students, faculty, or anyone really related to the university. I don't know if you can see behind me, but those buildings there in the background are actually the student dorms. So we're probably less than a quarter mile away from the student dorms, maybe like an eighth of a mile, more realistically. And instead, I'm right here at their community garden. So I'm gonna show you what they've got growing on here in Lawton, Oklahoma. So I'm standing here in one of the community gardens, one of the plots they have. Some facts about the plots here at Cameron University if you live in the area. If you're a student or a faculty member, I highly encourage you to come and grow here. They give away amazing sized plots, 20 feet by 10 feet for the first plot. They provide all the things you need for watering the area. They come out in the beginning of March and they till up the entire area so that you don't really have to do hardly any of the work at all to grow your own foods here. And you all could see earlier, there was the dorms in the background. So students can grow food and then take it back to the dorms and not have to spend as much of their parents' money, probably, on Taco Bell or whatever it is, the fast food or the cafeteria food. But I specifically wanted to mention a few plots here because in addition to being a great use for the community and for students who live in the area, I'm actually standing in the plot of a group called Plant a Row. And this group is a local group here in Lawton, Oklahoma, and they're just dedicated to planting food such as this corn or these tomatoes and giving it to the local shelters and food banks here in the city of Lawton. And so this is a great way, even if you think that a 20 by 10 foot area is too much for you to just grow and eat all of that food, which it probably could be. Instead, you can donate that food that you're growing to other organizations that use it for people who are more in need. So in addition to doing something that's great for our environment and great for yourself, you can do something that's great for the community as a whole. Okay, so while we're here, we're going to take a look around the garden and see some of the things that people are using here to help them better grow, because I've seen some unique things and I want to take you around the garden and kind of show you what they're doing in order to better help grow food for themselves, their family, and the community. So I'm standing here eating this Turkish cucumber, or what's left of it, in the cucumber patch that Ali...
I have like 3 different cucumbers here this year. The one tall and the light green we call Turkish cucumber.
Here, I'll pass it to you and you can show them. Yeah. I'll stop eating that for a moment.
This is just a little part of it. So they didn't grow up this year. I planted twice. They didn't come up. But these regular cucumbers producing well this year. So this does, you know, they are regular cucumbers and delicious. These are for you. I washed them for you.
Yeah.
You may have them.
Okay. Who was just washing the cucumbers. This is his patch. So I kind of wanted to show you around and show you the variety that he's growing, because he's not just growing one type. And I always encourage people, grow as many different types of foods as you can, because you don't know what's going to do well one year or maybe the next. Last year in Oklahoma, we had over 50 days where we had 100 degrees or higher, which is not usual for this area. But if you grew multiple varieties of things, you might have found one that did better than another. So here you can see his stuff. These are all his cucumbers here in the foreground. And you can see the difference. These are the Turkish cucumbers, I believe, that are real low growing. And then you have more of your traditional style, and these leaves are absolutely huge on these cucumbers. And then here we have something completely different again. And so try to grow as many varieties as you can so that you can enjoy different flavors, because this Turkish cucumber that I'm eating, although it has a cucumbery kind of taste, it's much more mild or subtle than a traditional cucumber. And there's something nice about that, unique about the different tastes of something that's so familiar. So grow in varieties. And thanks, Ali, for these cucumbers. They really are great. Okay, so I hope you can see me. The sun's starting to set now and it's in my eyes. One of the unique situations about growing in Oklahoma is that the soil here bakes really quickly because of all the clay that we have in our soil. And so you end up having something, if you leave your ground uncovered, like this, where the earth just begins to crack and separate. And this kind of cracking is very tough on the roots of the plants. As you can see, really weeds don't even grow in it, so it's hard to get your plants to grow in this type of soil as well. So it's important that you cover the ground in whatever way you can. And one of the cheap alternatives that you can use is to pull up hay. Now, hay is a great natural fertilizer when it begins to break down. It's a very low grade fertilizer, but it's inexpensive, and you can spread it around to protect the soil. So I'm just gonna kind of reach in here real quick. Hope I don't get bit by something. Wow, it's really thick. But you can see the soil down here is moist and it's not cracked at all. And whoever this garden is, they're benefiting from it because they've just got beautiful eggplant, or if you're from England, that's aubergine. So try using a ground cover like hay to protect the soil wherever you're growing if you're not growing in a raised bed. So another method that you can use to protect your crops is just the good old crop fabric or ground cover. And here you can see this individual is using a combination of natural deterrents, having marigolds inside their garden. There's someone right there as well. I don't know if you can see that far. And then they're also using the crop cover to keep the soil nice underneath. And their plants look like they're doing pretty well because of it. I mean, that squash plant right there has got to be every bit as big as 3.5, 4 feet around. Oh, and I didn't even notice. You can see the corn coming out of it. They're probably doing some variation of the Three Sisters there with corn in the middle. Sure enough. I'll zoom in for you. You can see right there that little hanger, and it's twirling around. Probably some sort of bean that they've got growing underneath it all. So you can see that this person, whoever they are, is probably trying some things more naturally, or trying to grow more naturally. So that's very cool. And this is, to me, this is really the true benefit of coming out to a place like this, like a community garden, is that you get to see all the different things that people are doing and are trying out in their community garden. And so you're exposed to, I guess, the marketplace of ideas in terms of agriculture and gardening, and people trying what works in their area. So if you have a community garden, go ahead and take part in it. This one here in Lawton, I didn't even mention this, and I've been talking about it for like the last hour now, is that this one here in Lawton, you can get your 10 by 20 plot for free. So that's quite amazing. And also, if you're a member of any university and you're out there and you're watching my videos, you should encourage your university to do something like this, because really, when you think about it, universities have a whole lot of dead space, just grass growing for the sake of growing grass, and there's really no reason why in today's day and age that we should do that when we could instead be doing something like this, which benefits our community, and it allows, you know, young people to build gardens for themselves, grow their own food when they're probably at their poorest, because they're in the university, so they're not able to work much. So if you're in a university, or if you know some people who are, try to encourage your local student body to start a community garden. This is only the 3rd year that they've done it here in Lawton. I think that's going to be it for me today. I want to wish you all the best of luck. I hope you enjoyed this tour of the community garden at Cameron University in Lawton, and good luck growing in OKC or wherever you're at in the world. Cucumbers.